Okay, we're back. I'm going to hit up these lair branches. We immediately see that a wave of frost passes over me. Let me just check and see if I have scroll of magic weapon magic mapping identified, and I don't. If I can say the words right. So we're just going to read these and see. Looks like we got lucky. The first one we tried was indeed it. Although, you know, if I had been paying even a little bit of attention, I would have seen that there's icy walls here. So clearly it's right here, so that was a waste. But that's fine. At least we have it identified now. For later. Maybe I'm just so bad at hunting these things down that I can't see it when it's right in front of my face. Alright, let's take a step. Let's take a moment to put on this ice ring. And I'm going to put on my blowgun. And I'm going to curare this guy. That didn't work, but paralysis did. We'll just whack him with Skull Crusher. No IDA. Oh, you... Aren't mimics great? What a good mechanic. Why? It even builds the little vault around it to properly fool you. And it even places the right monster near it, like an ice dragon. Okay, we're not going to talk about that. That didn't happen. Honestly, it's pretty cool that Shoals spawned. We should have a big collection of throwing by the time this is over. Did I mention penetration? We're going to have a lot of that too, which is the most important throwing thing to find. You know what I forgot to do? Forgot to turn this off. Do that real fast. Kind of strange that this tentacle is just here. We'll keep luring it back and forth. Finished him with the tomahawk. As for this dude, let's lure him next to me and kill him with Skull Crusher, since they have demissile. I like how stones are enough to kill almost everything in here. Was that another mimic? Okay, never mind. I thought that was a shop mimic. I was about to get a little bit butthurt at the sheer prevalence of mimics in this game, but I guess there was just the one. That worked out. being next to a sea snake is a little bit scary. Oh, we got it. "12 javelins of penetration, wow. "18 poison javelins. I think we're gonna pick those up, and we're gonna lose the tomahawks. So we'll never pick up tomahawks again unless we somehow run out of javelins. In fact, I'm tempted to get rid of these stones, honestly. I mean, we have so much in the way of throwing. If I had more returning, or any, really, I'd be more likely to do that. The cool thing about these stones is I can just throw them without caring about if they go into deep water or not. Because they're just stones. But we are getting a decent stack of large rocks now, so as long as I don't willy-nilly throw them into the water, I should be okay. Let's not be in the water while we fight this thing. What did I leave behind? Probably was meat. Drop noise, drop torment. Oh, it was a scroll. And it was up here. Had a feeling it might be acquirement. We had read most of the other ones, so that's why I went ahead and tried to get it. I could go armor, but I haven't trained any armor, so it might just give me a robe, which would suck. I think I'm going to go for book, because we're worshipping Trog and we get rewarded with a manual of fighting. So that's going to be pretty cool. I think I still want to take throwing to 26 before I start using that, though. I don't know if that's optimal. It's probably not. Well, let's see how fast we're throwing rocks real fast. Okay, so 92.4, 93.2, so 0.8 speed. That's fine. We'll actually use this real quick. Considering the fact that it's effectively +7 aptitude, we're almost training at null speed. Neo-null. Wow. This character is not a big fan of getting hit by a ton of ranged at the same time. Ooh, Needles of Frenzy. Really cool stuff. Really impressed with how this game is going. But yeah, fighting will make us do more damage. I think it makes you more accurate. I'm not positive about that. But most importantly, it gives us hit points. Got some more curare here. So you may be wondering, if the new plan is to generally go for ranged after worshipping Trog, why bother worshipping Trog in the first place? Well, first of all, I'm doing this series as kind of a thing for newer people to get wins easier than they otherwise would be able to. And I'm kind of trying to demonstrate that the optimal way to do that is not the received or conventional wisdom that you should just use Berserk a lot and use an axe, because that's wrong, in my opinion. But instead is to do this. Also, well, what you saw at the beginning of this game, if you watched the first video, you saw where I was immediately in some trouble, because I got surrounded by like an ooze and a bunch of other stuff, and it was questionable whether I would have been able to deal with that in a better way. And a newer player especially is likely to make the kind of mistakes that cause situations like that. When I do it, it's usually because I'm being careless. When someone newer does it, they're going to do it because they just don't know any better. Either way, it's a bad situation. But with a Berserker, it's fine. Okay, I don't want to get slept, but this is probably okay. Okay. If that had been Polyphemus, I probably wouldn't have been so cavalier about sticking around, since he does stone giant damage or worse. But yeah, what I'm saying is that essentially what I'm saying is the Berserker lets you get away with a lot of things at the beginning that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get rid of or get away with. Okay, Dream Sheep is frenzied. Really just want these Dream Sheep out of the way. Frenzy's not doing much for me, but looks like we're finally there. Okay, and we're gonna Curare on that Dream Sheep. And this guy here. And this Merfolk. I'm even going to use penetration because the situation is making me a little concerned. It's just quite a lot of stuff. Mainly the Dream Sheep. Okay, this isn't so bad. Okay. Looks like we've got a lamp of fire. It's nice to see. Even with no evocations, it's not a terrible thing to have. Still gives you flames. I do need to start thinking about my inventory management a little more. In fact, we're going to turn off regular javelins. Polyphemus seems like he's probably here. You know what? I'm gonna do penetration. Okay, that works. Looks like it is indeed Polyphemus. If I could get the right key. There we go. Penetration. Okay, that's it. I'm moving it. Okay, we've destroyed the plant with penetration, so let's switch to large rocks. I was going to curare him, but turned out to be unnecessary. Ilsui should be around here somewhere. What an interesting ring. Slay -3. Strength +6. Well, I hate to have a slaying penalty, but this ring is so good. I mean, having Arlek is really nice. Yeah, we'll wear it. The strength penalty offsets the slaying a little bit. At least the damage component of it. Who knows how much? Probably not a lot. At my level of strength. I have the best wands in the game, but I still find myself really just not wanting to use them. I'll get clouds. It's more useful than scattershot at 0 skill. Let's get out of the water. Wanted to avoid getting water struck as many times as possible. Or as few times as possible, I would prefer. Ooh. Good hit there from that Merfolk Aquamancer. Let's reset this. I'm going to have to review this log, because I'm curious if I'm missing, yeah, misses, or if it's doing 0 damage. Alright, I'm going to review this and see how many times I missed versus how many times it did no damage. I see a ton of misses. Wow, large rock misses, 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 misses. The slaying is killing me. Ugh. Maybe that was just a fluke. Okay, maybe it's not so bad. I haven't taken off the slaying, and I'm doing a lot better now, so I think that engagement was just kind of a fluke. Here we have Roxanne. Let's just check on how much her Crystal Spear can do. Hmm. 3d32, so a little less than half my hit points. We'll try it. Wait, is she hated by Zen for being a shape changer? No, I guess not. Finished your manual of fighting and toss it away. So we'll go back to training throwing. So yeah, we're never going to be casting these spells, so we'll just burn it. Looks like we got the rune. Only 20 minutes in. Wow, yeah, one shot on the Javelineer. Not being a net. Let's see if we can kill El Sui real quick. Put on Sea Invisibility. Make a Brother in Arms. This is a decent number of things to fight. Why don't we teleport? Well, teleport after moving, so takes off the engulf. Maybe we can kill her with the large rocks before the teleport kicks in. Got her. Alright, something's going on here. This is... I'm actually seeing things on this floor as I come up. Yep, I knew it was something like this. There's a section I didn't explore. I was wondering why things kept showing up. There's an island. We use flight. Come on. Alright, we reflected that. Reflection's really nice in here. I mean, I wouldn't rely on it, but it's satisfying to use when it does kick in. But there, we'll just go ahead and burn that. Whoops! Didn't mean to berserk. I am going to clear this floor since it's almost done, and there could be loot in here. You never know. I'm not even going to check out that Demon Trident. I'm perfectly happy with Skull Crusher. Okay. Let's go into Spider. Bit of a contested entranceway. Okay. Wow. Let's just let my brother-in-arms take this stuff out. It's really obnoxious. Contested entranceways are particularly bad on a character that has no defenses and is trying to kill things with ranged. But it works out, so that's fine. Wow. Let's... Curare. Should have done that first. Really don't want to be paralyzed here. Probably instant death. Alright, we have enough large rocks. I am going to use them as my main go-to now, and we'll see how that works out. Plus, we're about to hit 26 before too long. So, most importantly, though, even if it's not at min delay, we are below 1 speed, and have been for a while. Strength. Okay, spider nest 2. So yeah, these large rocks, they do mulch just very rarely. We're only using up 1 or 2 every floor. I think I'm just going to try to large rock her to death. Oh boy. You know, you wouldn't be able to tell at a glance that I'm resistant to poison. We're gonna fear these guys. He's curing. I'm gonna walk away. I would have been fine there, but for Arachne's ensnaring. But we made it. Let's try on this ring. Slay +2 and MR plus. Do I want to lose some AC to counteract my slay? I think so. Our MR is ludicrous, even without Trog's hand, so that's cool. Yeah, this is fine. So we only have slay -1 now. The AC penalty is pretty significant in here, but something tells me I'll be okay. Okay, spider nest 3. It's Mara. Now, Mara's hit die is only 18. We have far more throwing than that, and our blowgun is even enchanted, so why don't we just paralyze. Large rock him to death. I swapped on Skull Crusher for the strength bonus, something I need to remember to do more often. But yeah, see how quickly needles take down Mara? Pretty sweet, right? Trog granted me an Executioner's Axe. No thanks, Trog. We're going to go to a different staircase. Well, wait, they're all in the same spot. Contested. That's okay, though. Looks like we've already fought through it. This is the final floor. Looks like we've got a ghost moth here. Dies pretty easily to large rocks. By the way, my big fat head is way too small, or too big rather, to fit into a regular helmet. We're stuck with hats, although thankfully we found a pretty good hat. So we're good for the rest of the game on that. Fighting a few more things at once than I would like to, but we've got that quasi kill hole / choke point there, so it's mostly okay. Saw some swamp dragon armor up there. It's not the best dragon armor that we could ask for, but I believe it offers more AC than this acid dragon armor, so I'll probably swap to it. Okay, 12 AC, 11 EV, 13 AC, 10 EV. I'm just gonna stick with the Acid Dragon Scales. If we didn't have our poise, I would do it, but otherwise it's not really worth it for that small of a boost and also a penalty to my EV. Let's exclude off this door. I want to finish out the rest of the floor before I open up the nastiness in there. Throw this book here. Blowgun. Okay, we got one with Frenzy on it, that's cool. Let's get slow on that, let's get slow on that. You know what, I'm gonna go ahead and teleport. And the reason is because there's just too much stuff here. Actually, let's blowgun. Let's frenzy. See if we can't frenzy this. He resists. We are teleporting for the record. Nice. So we did get paralyzed, but the teleport kicked in. And it looks like the Hornet's killing things, so. I want See Invisible up. Versus this stuff. Should have ignited that spellbook. That was the plan. Just out of curiosity. Wow. Now that's a gift. Plus 10 longbow velocity. We're deep on the throwing plan though, so that's okay, Trog. You know what? It just occurred to me. I skipped Orc entirely and didn't even realize it. Wow. Whoops. Let's go do it real fast. I meant to do that first. Orc sorcerers can't paralyze me, so this should be a cakewalk here. Okay, that's fine. I'll just come back up. I'm strong enough at this point that it's no big deal. Yeah, wow, how did I forget to do that? Don't do that. Don't do lair branches before Orc. That is a mistake probably all the time. Well, most of the time. I could see characters where you wouldn't want to be in here, but it's few and far between. Wow, let's let's walk out of this. Although if a character is going so well that you can go into lair branches and not even notice like a power problem where your character's not powerful enough. You know, if you can skip Orc and do that, then probably things are going pretty well. This is one of those few times I find myself hoping for a stone giant to show up in here. I just want more large rocks. We've actually managed to use 15 of them. We started with 50. Why don't we switch to poison javelins? Really don't need the firepower that large rocks provide in here. Stones are good enough against everything except for the highest level orcs, like warlords. I mean, geez, I can probably tab with my Skull Crusher just fine. Looks like we got a ghost here that I didn't see. A weapon of electrocution. Alright, I want this ring on. Whoops. Okay, that works out. Maybe we'll get a decent shop in here. Well, I doubt I'll use this shield, but... RC++, that's 2 pips of cold. Honestly tempting. Even if it means I'll have to stop using Skullcrusher, which is a great item. But having those 2 pips of RC means that I could use Red Dragon Armor, and that would have my resistances covered really nicely, and I could still retain some EV. Yeah, if I had Red Dragon Armor, I would have RF++, RC+, if I was wearing the shield at the same time. RLEC from my ring. Yeah, that's all you need for Zot. You don't even need the RC. You don't need the RLEC either. Well, there's a mace there that has strength that I could wear, which is almost as good as Skullcrusher for the purposes of chucking things. Yeah, I think I'm going to end up using that shield, especially since I only need 9 points in it. But probably not just yet. Let's wait and see if we actually find Red Dragon Armor in any reasonable amount of time. As it stands, I think I would just rather focus on getting fighting to 27. I am a little surprised how quickly we've used up these large rocks. Gone from 50 to 35. Well, 36. Zombies. I'm gonna check this out. Oh, it's just empty. Okay, is there something going on here? Yes, there is. I'm gonna put need digging here, because there's some stuff going on here and I can't really do anything about it. I could see blink, I guess. Should I waste a blink just for this? For something that probably doesn't provide any loot? Whatever, we have so many resources, I'll do it. I mean, I'll take the experience. So that was for the privilege of fighting an Ogre Mage, I guess? Okay. Okay. So we're pretty much ready to move on. Where to go, though? Well, if I were willing to use that shield, I could go into slime right now, come to think of it. Haste, might, agility, just throw rocks to kill the royal jelly, or I could frenzy him again. I mean, I think, how could we not have enough throwing to deal with him? He's only got 21 hit die, and we've got 26 throwing. Plus 2 from the blowgun, we're more than okay. Let's go that direction. So I've officially talked myself into wearing this. Goodbye, Skull Crusher. You're a very good weapon, but 2 pips of RC are better for this character. Set skill target. It's a 9. I'm going to test something real fast. I want to throw a large rock. 8.8, 9.8. So we're slowed down by wielding the shield, but not beyond speed 1, so we're okay. Plus, it's only -1 apt, so that's not so bad. We should get to 9 pretty quickly in a place like Slime. But, in terms of resistances, we're good to go. Can't be confused. Can't be straight up murdered by the Azure Jellies. At least not with cold damage. And we even have the luxury of our core, so pretty cool. However, that's for next time. Yeah, I'll do that next time. Get the character in position, cut the video, take out TRJ next time, probably a good portion of Vaults, maybe even Vaults 5. We have such an enormous pile of insanely good preps, you know, haste, might, agility, blinking, teleport, fear even, that this character is ready to take on the world. We could ascend right now if we felt like it with all these resources. So yeah, next time Slime, after that Vaults. Until then, I'm signing off.